Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, Becoming Your Own VIP, Mind, Body, and Soul. And today I wanted to talk about mind management and overall self-awareness of what you're feeling and what you're thinking. And try to define some of the things that I've recognized within myself and have really been working hard to change. And quite honestly, is it going to be a quick fix? Not at all. It's a very long process. One you definitely have to be prepared for to do. But once you are aware and you are consciously making efforts to improve your way of thinking, a lot of the problems that we are creating within ourselves, you'll see more improvements towards. So, I recall questioning things within my life. In the end, you're the common denominator with whatever happens within your life. And I told you that Earth is our school. And those lessons that we encompass within our lifetime, whether positive or negative lessons, they all shape us, make us stronger, become wiser. The question is, do we awaken to that, or do we continue to repeat cycles, or do we start choosing to make better choices in our lives? And for me, I started making better choices for my life. They were difficult choices because that means it challenged a piece of me that I've not strengthened. And that is my mind, the way I think, the way I feel, even up to the word choices I use. And, it led me to think about a lot of things in life. So like, why do we even try to numb our minds with distractions like TV, Netflix, Hulu, whichever? Going out with our friends constantly, just going out, trying to find something to do because we can't just sit still. We can't just be home. We can't just be with ourselves. Whether you're looking for outlets through sex, drugs, alcohol, shopping, overeating, undereating, have you really ever stopped to think about why you're doing these things to yourself? And when I came to think about it, and when you really look at it, it comes down to a lot of the feelings we're having. Yeah, sometimes we drink to have fun and stuff, but do we really? Because in the end, why do we feel we deserve it? It's been a hard day. It's been a rough week. I just got in a fight with so-and-so, or whatever the scenario is. So why do we choose things that will create harm to ourselves versus things that will benefit us? So like when you think about what our mind constantly goes through, why we're actually distracting ourselves, think about it. The negativity within our mind, maybe sadness, anxiety, anger, fear, depression, just overall feelings and thoughts that are disturbing, or things that we just don't want to deal with, things from our past, past hurts, past relationships, past traumas, or we're overthinking constantly, doubting the choices we're making. Did we make the right choice? Or why do I feel this way? Or does this person think certain things about me? I wonder how they feel about this. Or, ooh, should I have not said this or done this? Or how can I make up to what I just said or did? Just overthinking, period. And, our negative self-talk, whether, oh, that was stupid. I shouldn't have said that. Or dang, why was I so dumb when I did this? Or, just our body, what we feel about ourselves, just any negative self-talk. And I really want you guys to think about this, what your mind does. If you just take 10 minutes a day and just really listen to your thoughts, think about the environments you're in. Are you in toxic environments or relationships, toxic friendships? Who you hang around with? Is it a messy, cluttered house? a messy, cluttered car, messy, cluttered anything. Your environment speaks about how your mind is as well. If your mind is cluttered, look at your environment. Your environment might be cluttered as well. Your desk. A lot of things actually tell you on your outside world what it's like in your inside world, because your inside world reflects what's on the outside. Okay. And do you see the destructive, abusive, toxic patterns that you are actually creating within yourself and to yourself? And when you really go there, that's actually kind of deep, because for me, as I mentioned, I've had ups and downs in my life, and there was a point that I just got tired. And so then I started meditating, trying to find peace within myself. And the medical benefits of meditation alone is amazing. It does calm your mind. It calms your anxiety, ADHD, OCD. It's your mind. And when you really, really think about it, what happens within your mind all day and day? It's playing with you. Your mind is the devil's playground, and it's playing with you all day long, and you don't even know it. Then you have the energies that are going around in the world, whoever you're around, things of that nature. If you're very sensitive to energy, and if you're not aware of it, you're picking all that stuff up, and you don't know why you feel so tight within. You don't know why you feel negative. You don't know why you feel emotional. You're taking on energy because you don't know how to protect yourself. And that's something else that I found out about me too. So yes, I have my own stuff going on, but yes, I am a highly sensitive person. Energetically, I'm picking up on other people's energies within the room and environments. And you really need to learn to take care of yourself. And I'll go into more later. But with mind management, your first tool, and this is another thing, I'm going to use tools a lot, that word, that verbiage, because I was going throughout life without proper tools to handle things. And it starts with our parents. Yeah, it does. Because obviously the way they teach us is the way we equip our life, defensively, offensively. We learned through them. And then from there on, we learned from friends in our life, and just whatever common sense and whatever situations we put ourselves in, and had to learn our lessons as we went. But we never really had the proper tools. So you go through life very reactionary, very defensive, protective, suspicious, doing what you have to do to protect yourself. That mentality, that survival mindset is your ego. Okay. Everything that's going on up here. And that's what we're running from constantly, is those thoughts, because we can't just sit still without our mind saying something negative, and negative about somebody else, negative about ourselves, about a situation, a job, whatever it is. And if you really just sit back and listen to yourself, review your thoughts, that's a form of mindfulness. And I really want you to start utilizing your discernment by looking up these words that you use every single day that we just took for granted. I know one of the things I did to start enlightening myself, to become wiser, mature, is really question what some of those words really meant in life, and look it up. Look up what words mean. One, it just educates you. It makes you wiser, smarter, and more equipped to use your words to empower you, not only yourself, but other people, and uplift, because your words have power. Your thoughts have power. And whatever you do in this life, I've learned it is to love and to uplift yourself and others. The minute you tear yourself down, you're inviting karma to come knocking on your door. Mind management. First tool, number one, is meditation. With meditation, it slows down your thoughts. And by slowing down your thoughts, at first, it's not going to be slow. You're going to hear all sorts of stuff. Did I pay my bill today? Oh man, why did I wear that outfit today? Did you see how so-and-so was looking at me today? Whatever it is, you're going to start seeing the superficial thoughts running through your mind. You might even see fear-based thoughts running through your mind. You might see negativity going through your mind. You might see past traumas running through your mind, suspicious thoughts running through your mind. Whatever it is, just watch it. When we were children, there were words that were used and they hurt. And whatever words were used, we categorized it in our mind. And with that categorization, we said, okay, this action created this consequence. And we started developing things so that we can prevent it from happening. Defensive walls, maybe codependency, where we're doing things to please people so that those scenarios didn't come up. Maybe we disassociated. Maybe we lashed out. We did a lot of different scenarios in order to compensate and to survive. Did that necessarily protect us? No. And then we got confused by that. And then we would try harder to please or throw up even harder defensive walls. And, that might lead to becoming a bully. It might lead to truly just not knowing how to socialize in the world. Having anxiety when being around certain environments. These things, these consequences, these life situations that we come into contact with shape what we think we are. So if someone's calling you dumb or stupid, or you can't get nothing right, that's going to think that, take away your power to the point where you're going to question everything you do. If they're abusive, you're going to think that relationship, love, might include pain, suffering, or struggle. When really, no, it really doesn't. Yeah, you might have some arguments, but that person and you both love each other enough to respect each other enough to say, I don't want to hurt you. I'm mad. We've got some stuff to work out. And honestly, you're going to find out a way to work it out. But if you don't know what a healthy outlook looks like, whether that's your budgeting of money, eating habits, things of that nature, you build off of that toxicity. And it comes out in your behaviors, your traits, your patterns, your beliefs, your thoughts, your programming. And it reflects within your entire life from childhood all the way up to right now. Again, you're the common denominator. Yeah, it started with your first teachers as your parents. But after a second, it was all on you. And it comes down to accountability. For me, I got tired. I got tired of hurting. I got tired of struggling. I realized that's never going to go away. But now I was equipped with tools to, one, understand not only my behaviors, my patterns, and take accountability and to correct those things. Not perfect, working on it. But I can see those same things in others to allow me to be more compassionate, patient, forgiving. Each and every single one of us has had some type of trauma or life experiences, different perspectives that clashes with the others. The question is how much are we willing to love each other unconditionally to work it out together? So the first thing you got to do is work it out with yourself. Nobody else is going to complete you. Nobody else is going to save you. It comes down to you. Equip yourself with the first tool. Commit to yourself. Commit to saying, now's the time for me to love myself. For me, it was finding the pieces I was missing. Yes, that piece was spirituality, but do you know it was absolutely every single thing else in my life too? I had broken pieces of every aspect of my life, and now I'm completing that puzzle with every aspect of my life, whether that is relationships, whether that is my spirituality, whether that is my money, my finances, my health and well-being. And it starts with your mind management. It starts with really, honestly, it starts with faith first. Praying to God, because God's going to have to get you through this too. You have to be willing to open your heart right now and commit to loving you. And that's by filling all the pieces that you were made to have. Put yourself back together. So my journey began with praying for answers, observing, listening, and knowing I needed to find something within me. I was watching a video about meditation. I knew somebody who's doing a lot of meditation, and so I inquired on it. And so I decided to go ahead and start meditating, reading the Bible, praying a lot. And the funny thing is with meditation is it was doing all those things, but eventually I started feeling calmer, feeling more at ease. Whatever those pains were that's always been buried so deep just didn't feel so bad anymore. I started choosing to educate myself more, pulling away from TV, alcohol, and drugs, and clearing my mind. I've just went in shelter in like a hermit mode is the best way to describe it. I needed to find me, answers within me. God seemed to be the only one who had those answers. Now I know a lot of people feel that God doesn't answer you, but I don't know about you, but God's worked a lot of miracles in my life, and I know he's answered it. And do you know what I found out? Sometimes we feel like he didn't answer it because of the fact he didn't give us what we wanted. But when you look back, he actually gave us what we needed. He educated us one way or the other, whether that's a hand slap or whether that was a blessing, truly a blessing in a different manner, by sending somebody who gave you the words that you needed to hear, the job that you needed to have to escape a problem that you've been very deeply in. Something's happened in all of our lives at some point to say that God is here. And I'll give you a little more insight as we go. But start with those two things in your life. Start looking up what words mean. Okay? And begin with understanding what mind management is. And if you really don't feel that your mind doesn't just take you off to another level, then you can disregard what I'm saying. But I pray that this resonates with you. Meditation allows you to focus. It allows you to cleanse. It allows you to witness your thoughts so you can break the chains within you, so you can change the cycles outside of you. When you can hear those harsh words that you've said to yourself many a times, that same replay button over and over and over again of the hurtful things and the feelings that you experience throughout your life, you'll recognize through meditation what those things are. You can start questioning, why do I feel this way? Why does this thought keep coming up? More importantly, how do I heal this? How do I let this go finally? And again, that comes with prayer, with meditation and observing it. And it also comes down with, are you tired? Are you truly tired enough to the point where you're going to flex your muscle and keep lifting weights until you know that you're at the size that you've been looking for when it comes to the body weight, etc. Learning to lift weights is hard. Learning to lose weight is hard. Cleansing your mind, body, soul, that's harder, because that's the weights that we bore or carried for many, many years. We let it define us, but it was never us. It's what these hurt people said to us. Hurt people hurt people. It was never you. All you were doing is running around playing, having a good time, loving whoever was in our life, and just wanting to be loved back. It's time to forgive the people that hurt you. It's time to let go of the pain and the burdens, the suffering, being a martyr. It's time to cleanse your soul, and this is how you become your own VIP. Equip yourself with every single tool that is already within you, that people try to hide and bury by making you feel different or silly for thinking you can be or act or do the way that you were naturally born to do and act. Start with praying. Start with your mind. Your world will open. You'll find the light through the dark that's always been within you. I think for me, my biggest struggle is the fear. That's kind of controlled my life, like truly my entire life. Fear. And how I've allowed other people to intimidate, life to intimidate, because I just felt it was scary, right? That's the truth. And taking your power back, I can't describe it, because it's truly humbling. Because the part of you that was hurt, the inner child that was hurt. No, not right now, Bubba. That inner child of you that was hurt, that you can't explain any further, that you can't heal by holding or cradling yourself, but you can heal your inner child by being there and reparent yourself, to tell you all those loving things, to finally start treating your body right with the foods, with the getting rid of all the alcohol and all the other stuff that is just toxic to it. Clearing your thoughts, using better word choices, again, to uplift yourself and to uplift others. And truly, once you start doing these things, instead of tearing yourself down or other people, you become conscious and aware and start building yourself up. But it's a struggle. It's not easy. You have to face your demons, and you have to take accountability for the actions you've taken. Yes, it may have included another person, but they have their own journey. They have their own lessons. It's not about what the other person did any longer. You let that go. It's time to forgive them so you can move on. Let go of the past because you're going to become more mature. It doesn't matter about your age. You were at the level of maturity at the time you made those decisions, whether that was a financial risk, a relationship risk, whatever it may have been. You did the best you could. And quite honestly, they did the best they could. You start with square one by taking care of yourself, loving yourself truly in healthy ways, not materialistic ways, okay? Because the material world is kind of like the pharaohs in the tombs, all those riches sitting in there with them. It doesn't go with them. It got taken, stolen. And people, came in there and vandalized it and did what they wanted to do. Don't hold tightly to your riches and your materialistic ideals. Love yourself in a way that you've always wanted to love yourself. To be held. Hug yourself. I will do it in a heartbeat. And honestly, the minute you do, it feels good. Talk lovingly to yourself. Louise Hayes, I'm going to recommend for mirror work exercising. I don't do it all the time, but her viewpoint on talking to yourself in a way that you don't always get from people. It's actually eye-opening because you don't realize, because we're such an automatic pilot, how much we're actually missing in life when it does come to love. So with any type of awakening to yourself, it comes down to loving yourself. And by loving yourself, you're going to make better choices. Better choices with your money because you're aware of why you're even going to spend that money. Is it because of the fact, you have an emotional need and you're feeling it, fulfilling it by getting something or eating something or going to have sex with so-and-so because I just need it right now? Or shopping, because you're trying to boost your ego versus just going out and treating yourself to maybe healthy foods. Yeah, you do need to eat. We need some nutrition in our lives, but are you investing in healthy foods? Going out to meditate, yoga, walking, spending time with your pets, spending time with your family, reading, watching documentaries, things that will help create more within your life, more options, more opportunities, more understanding, more wisdom, so that you not only understand yourself, but you understand everyone else, so that you can spread that love and be of service. Meditation is your first tool. Spirituality is always going to be number one, period. Loving yourself comes second, honestly, and then all this other stuff. But as far as tools go, okay, you want to do some meditation, mindfulness, mind management, being self-aware. And ask questions. Pray on those thoughts that you have. Why do I feel this way today? What was the core wounding to this? Because I don't know about you, but there were some things that I blocked out of my life. Is it necessarily that I really, 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 really remember exactly what happened? No. But at the same time, You can't run from your feelings anymore. It's time to face them, feel them, cry, journal, breathe. If you need to talk to the person that hurt you, talk to the person that hurt you. If you need to write a letter to the person to vent what you have to say, then write the letter. It doesn't mean you got to give it to the person. It doesn't mean you got to talk to the person. The other person honestly may not be open to it. You may not have a chance to talk to that person due to separation, due to death. It's about you saying things that you may not have been able to say. And maybe as you heal more, you'll see a different perspective. I know I did. It doesn't take away from the original hurt, but you just have a different perspective now. It's not the same. It's not the same. We're not wounded anymore the minute we start opening the doors to taking accountability to ourselves and seeing things through love. That they were hurt. Our parents were hurt. Our parents were raised that way. They did the best they could to express themselves and through anger and frustration. And guess what? When we became adults in our own relationships with our own children, guess what we did? The same thing. That allows you to be placed in their shoes. You're not perfect. You're not perfect. Neither were they. Do you know when we say, well, I'm not going to be like that when I grow up? Okay, that's good. That means you've learned some things. But you're not perfect. And there may be things that you do instead that you pass along to your children. It's things like this that, quite honestly, we all just need to be forgiven for. We're all doing the best we can. And this is where you bring spirituality and God into your life. God already knows how he made us. God knows how to get to where we need to be in order to clear and to cleanse, to release, and more importantly, what it means to actually love. To release the hurt. There's going to be light and dark in everything. That's a duality. We're not going to find love and then find all this perfect harmony within it. We're not going to become rich and no longer have struggles. There comes responsibility within every single gift God gives us. And your responsibility is your choice to choose wisely or not. And with that action comes your consequence. If you choose to empower it, build it up, and love it, it will flourish and grow and be fruitful. If you choose to disempower it, to tear it down, to misabuse it, you reap your harvest. Okay? So think really, really, really hard about your past, about your choices, and what road your choices went down. And why do you do and make the choices you make? And if you haven't built a relationship with God yet, start building it by praying on it. Take some time to meditate. You don't even have to necessarily meditate like spiritual leaders and spiritual followers do if that's not what you feel comfortable with. Again, you can meditate just by breathing deeply. You can meditate doing artwork, something that just puts you in a mental zone of calm, and that's you're only focused on that one thing that quiets your mind. Become observant of what your mind does and says and thinks. And take action to really dig deep within to find the answers to break that cycle. Challenge the thoughts. Choose to think positively. Choose to think lovingly, compassionately, patiently, and with forgiveness and kindness. Mind management is to master your mind, to choose the outcomes that you want to have play out in your mind and really in life. If you didn't have the tool, your life is going to show it. It's all over the place. It's chaotic. It's just all over. And that's okay. You didn't know. And even with knowing, it's going to take a second to build that foundation and give yourself grace when you fall off. You know, everything takes time. You're not going to be perfect. And quite frankly, to clear up the things we have to clear up is painful. Again, it's scary. We got to face a lot of things we bury deep down inside. And the easy stuff is easy stuff. I remember when I first started, I thought this is a piece of cake, but I forgot that eventually the harder stuff, that stuff that is buried so deep and packed in, got landmines all around it. That's some hard stuff to deal with. So it takes courage, bravery, faith in order to face it. Now, I'm facing some of that deep stuff right now. And I don't have all the answers for it. And that's just me being honest. And that's where God comes in, because some of it is hard. And it's just one of those things that I've recognized that you could just breathe through it. If you can just not necessarily look at what it was that hurt you, like having to relive it all over again, but just to feel through that feeling. Like, it's so heavy. It's heavy. It's a heavy, heavy energy in your heart, in your solar plexus, and even in your mind. And it hurts. You know, again, all those years that I spent burying them, I just packed it in deep. And then if someone did something, it triggered and erupted. It erupted. And that's why we're reactionary. That's why we're defensive. We have perceptions that one word recalled a memory of something else that happened. It may not be that scenario, but it triggered us enough to remember that feeling and go into protection mode. And this is what meditation does, is it starts quieting down all of that. It just slows it down. Slows it down. You know, your anxiety, the depression, those things, you're not so easily triggered. You're able to clearly think and see. And again, you're also able to see that they're lashing out because they're hurt. And you can just take it differently. You know, you just kind of not take it personally. I invite you to please look up the definition of mind management. There's a lot of videos out there. You know, you have scientific information regarding your mind and its how it processes trauma. And you also have spirituality aspects when it comes to the viewpoint of mind management. And what I say is open your mind to everything. It's now time to educate yourself and become wise, because this world is a lot bigger than we ever thought it was. The meanings behind things is a lot bigger than what we ever thought it was. And that in itself means, are you ready for those answers? And if you're listening to this video, hopefully that means yes, you are. How tired of you are living the cycles over and over again that are broken. And really think about what those cycles are trying to teach you and tell you. When are you going to choose differently? to choose patience, to choose love, to choose kindness. But more than anything, starting with you before you bring other people into it. It comes down to you. And if you're already in a relationship, you already have kids, they're already in the mix. But guess what? They're your teachers. They're our teachers. Every single thing out here is our teachers. Money, food, how we handle these relationships, and the triggers that each and every single one of them brings, even the weather. It's time to see bigger picture out here. But it starts within. Clear your mind so you can find the answers. Start taking time more for yourself and get out of the distractions of the world, out of the material things, so you can listen to what your inner voice, who you are, has always been trying to call out and tell you. You always had one voice on this side that was distracting you, trying to get you to do the wrong things. And I wouldn't even say wrong, but they weren't always the best choices. How about that? And then you have the other side, right? That was always trying to tell you to do the right thing. Okay? How often have we listened to this side or this side? And look at what your life paths went down every time you chose one or the other. And that's the same path we're on right now. You have the wrong path, you have the right path. And, you know, our emotions tell us that. Our emotions tell us, hey, you're on the wrong path, buddy. It's a moral compass, our spidey senses. So whenever we're feeling anxiety, depressed, sad, angry, something's going on that we're on the wrong path. It's telling you something. There's clues somewhere that's telling you something, and you need to realign. Okay? If someone's making you angry, the question is, before you react and take it out on them, actually, what is it that they're saying right now that is triggering within me that needs to be healed? Because truly, whatever you're saying to me has no power. So why am I giving you my power right now by listening to what you have to say and reacting to that? No, I'm going to stay within, and I'm going to see what happened within me in my past that is creating me to react to you and go outside of myself. I'm going to stay within my power now. And that's the choices we're making now. If you're tempted, to sleep with someone outside of your marriage or outside of your relationship, why? If you're tempted to eat something that you know you shouldn't eat, why? If you're about to go pick up that blunt, why? If you're about to go pick up that drink, why? Why are you having that alcohol? Why aren't you getting yourself a smoothie? Why? Why are you choosing to hurt yourself versus love yourself? Why? Ask yourself why. Pause. Breathe. Look within and ask why. Observe your thoughts and ask why. Pray on it. You may not have the answer. And again, if you're energy sensitive, there's other tools that you're going to need to utilize to be able to help some of that. And again, I'm working on that too. You got to start somewhere. And right now, it's not about worrying about what other people think about you, because your past, your story, has already told you the answers. The question is, are you ready to listen? Are you ready to do things to find yourself, to understand yourself, and to release yourself of other people's views of you and the hurts they've placed upon you, and empower yourself? All right, you guys, take care. Have a good night. I'll leave it there with many more videos to come. Bye.